I hear so many women say that they wasted their time. I hear so many women complain about wasting their time, right? Hey, Rajabi, people complain about wasting their time with people, with men and women. JP, what's good with you, man? How you doing? But how do you tell when somebody's going to be the right one or the wrong one? You will never know. But I want you to understand, man, you pick up on certain energies every now and again, especially when you are calm. You know what I mean? I think you pick up on certain energies, and sometimes you pick up on their thoughts because you will pick up on somebody's thoughts without knowing that it's their thoughts because you're not focused on it. Hey, Miranda, right? You would pick up on somebody's thoughts without knowing that is your thoughts or it's their thoughts, especially when you're in somebody's presence. A lot of times you're going to pick up on their thoughts and you're going to tap into their feelings, right? And you can tell how somebody feels on a regular basis. If you're around them so often, you can tell how they feel from time to time because we can one thing a human being has the power to do is to, you call it being an empath, right? People say I'm an empath. No, we all have the ability to pick up on people's feelings, to pick up on their emotions. The Bev, how you doing? Right? And I think many of us, we have to realize sometimes you're with someone and you spend all the time with someone and you will know, a lot of times you will know what that person actually means. Ellen, how you doing? You'll actually know what their intentions are because you can pick it up. The problem is you just don't know that it's theirs. You don't know that it's that person's thoughts and feelings. You don't know it's their intentions. And you have to learn how to work that in. You have to learn how to differentiate the difference between when you pick something up from someone or if it's from you. And I think many of us struggle with knowing what someone is. Thank you, Rachabi. Hey, Miranda. So how do you know, how can you tell if you're wasting your time? Sometimes you can't tell because sometimes, you're not paying attention. Good afternoon. Sometimes you don't pay attention at all. We don't pay attention at all. But, when you're with somebody every day and around someone, I think many of us get distracted by, you want to control where it goes. You want to control where the relationship goes, right? You want to control how the dating happens. You want to control where the feeling goes. And I think oftentimes we are distracted, right? I'm not dating. No, I'm not dating. Hey, Miss Henny, right? Many of us want to control where the feelings go, where the emotion goes, where the thing goes, and then bam, we miss exactly what the people are telling us. So I think that's how we know, that's how we know. Um, Walla Rasta was good. Listen, if you have questions, please bring up the questions. I'll answer your questions today. Today is my question and answer day. You like that's my Miss Henny? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, man. But this is how we'll know. Now, if somebody asks me if I'm dating, I'm not dating. I'm married. Well, I date my wife actually. Yes, I date my wife on a regular basis. And you know what though? I use this on my wife. I pick up my wife's thoughts. You know how you know when you can pick up somebody's information from someone? Let me tell you, if you know how when you pick up somebody's information, oftentimes, have somebody ever been speaking to you, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and you can figure out what they're gonna say? You can pick up what word that they are using. That's how you start to do it. That's how you are tapped in. A lot of you are tapped in and have been tapped in. You just don't know that you are tapped in. Sometimes they can be having a conversation with you and you can pick up what words they're using. You can actually finish the words that they are using. And that's how you can tap in. If you understand this, you are tapped in. If you just keep focusing on that tapping, you'll pick it up. You'll pick up a lot of times what that person is feeling. You will pick up their emotions. Hey, Melissa, how we doing? I like the relation bike. The relation bike. Chanel, how you doing? How you doing? It's good to see you. Why would a man lie about everything to get with the woman? The question is, why would a man lie about everything to get with the woman? You answer your own question. He will lie about everything to get with the woman. That's why he lies. You know, people say what they want. A woman say what she wants. A man say what he wants. And then when a man can't be that what you want, he lies about it, especially if he wants you. And so you answer the own question. The question is, right? The question is, why would a man lie about everything to get the woman? That's exactly why. What's up, Mitch? That's why. Any advice on what? You mean why he lied? Um, But yeah, but that's why they lie. So this, this is why we have to actually pay attention to. Why would you believe someone who you already know is not lie? Indeed. When you know somebody is a liar, sometimes you have to just, I think we want them to stop lying. I think that's the desire. But using her for his own wants and needs is called being selfish. It is very selfish, you know. But a lot of times that's what people do. They say what you want to hear, right? Does honesty go both ways, and how do you keep that trust? Honesty do go both go both ways. Hey Latina, it do go both ways. But remember, how do you keep that trust? When you ask how do you keep that trust, your trust is not yeah, Mitch, facts. Your trust is not, I mean, how do you keep that trust? Sometimes people show you that they can't be trusted, right? They show you that they are liars. They show you that they are cheaters. You don't try to trust them when they show you something. What you trust is that you make a right decisions for you. The only thing that you can trust sometimes is that you gotta make the right decision that would benefit you in the long run. That's the thing that you trust. But sometimes, how do you keep that trust? How do you keep a trust when somebody keep lying to you and showing you all this stuff that, cheating and lying behavior? You don't keep the trust. What you do, you let go of you let go of the person and trust them to do whatever they want to do when they're out your face. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't keep the trust sometimes. You let go of the person and trust them to be who they are when they are away from you. That's the best thing to do. But you don't keep the trust, man. Like, I think we are trying to force people to be honest. Right? Do you believe in matrimony is still sacred? I feel like relationships are just titles now. No, I think that's what social media is showing you. Indeed, Rasta. I think social media is showing you that relationships are just titles, because that's when everybody come on here and blah 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 blah, telling you all the bad things. And if you look at it, it's a very small percentage. It's not everybody who's doing it. A very small percentage of people come on here because they're angry, they are bitter, and they talk shit about their relationships. They talk shit about marriage. They talk shit about all these things. And so now, since those videos go viral, those videos are going viral so often and so easy because negativity spread. Do you know a lie can go around so quickly, but the truth takes its time? Hey Reese, how you doing? One thing about lie and one thing about negative stuff, it goes around with everyone. But the truth goes around so damn slow. So by the time that negative energy, that negative words, that negative video went viral, listen, a negative video can go viral in about 6 hours. Have you seen it before? They can go viral in 6 hours, while a decent video takes about 9.5 years to hit what you will hit in 6 hours. But understand, just because our own, experience of being, a little hurtful and stuff, doesn't mean that it's everyone, because everyone is not doing it. They are still, who's not doing it? People who don't come on social media. A lot of time, those are the ones with the good relationships. The ones on social media, them shit is, it's toxic. I mean, like, for real. You know what I mean? Hey, Donna. A lot of times, the one on social media, when you hear somebody come on social media, most men stop listening. Most women stop listening because it's some trash. It's some trash. It's about to be some nonsense. Let me tell you about my date. Oh, turn it off. And that is messing up our whole experience when it comes to dating and relationships, thinking that everybody is doing it. Everybody ain't doing it. But the University of Cambridge in 1984 demonstrated that genes related to intelligence are passed down to the maternal line. So in the sacred, if both people in a relationship treats it as such sacred. Indeed. Best friends become strangers or enemies. That is true. What's up, Bane? The truth, how we doing? That is true. Truth always prevails. I did a wedding, indeed. I did a wedding for 6 years as wedding cakes, and half are ended in divorce. Just seems like. But if half are ended in divorce, then sometimes there are some of them in there that's not ended in divorce. There are some that's good too. Like, I mean, you see like how we can only focus so quickly and so easily on that negative one. There's just as much positive ones too. I know we don't see it, and we always assume, well, maybe even the other ones are bad, but they just don't want to say. You know, they are bad, but they just don't want to say. Maybe they are just toxic. Maybe they just, and so we always assume there's more bad. What's up, William? Then how you doing? Like seriously, like we always assume, I come on here with my wife all the time. Well, sometimes, and everybody look at my wife. Oh, she don't like you. Oh, she's not happy. Why do you want to assume that my wife is not happy? Why? Because it fits the narrative that most people ain't happy. Most women ain't happy. Most marriages fail. And I think that's what we see now. And I think since we see it, that's what it becomes. That's the unfortunate. That's the world that we are living in. Right? But we always tend to focus on the negative stuff, the negative side. Of course there's evil, but of course there's good. If there's evil, we must realize and remember that there's just there's good too. The evil don't. I think we believe evil outweigh the good. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. What just happened? Me and my wife started a piggy bank. We started a piggy bank just now. A piggy bank. We started about a month and a half ago. So my idea was of the piggy bank was me and my wife put $10 in it every month, and my kids put $1 a month. And we have a bunch of coins, but we put apart from those coins, I put $10, she put $10, and my kids put $1 a month. And then today, last month I put about 25. I think today was the last day of the month, so I put all the money in my car that was left over. Today I put $55 in that piggy bank. $55. I put $55 in it. So I called my kids downstairs and I said, hey, what do you all want to do with this money? I said, what do you all want to do with this money? My 3 kids, me and my wife. I said, what do you want to do with this money when it comes full? Because I'm like, I'm going to put about $100 in it a month, probably, because I have extra money left over. I said, what do you all want to do with this money? My little 7-year-old, she looked up. She said, well, we can give it to the homeless people. I said, shit, that's not what I really wanted to hear, right? Because I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something for the family, maybe take a trip or something, go eat some. Because my wife was like, maybe we can go to a nice upscale restaurant with this money. My daughter came down and she said, maybe we can give it to homeless people. So I got quiet. I got quiet because I'm like, shoot. My other daughter said, that's a good idea. I said, really? Then here comes my wife. I know a couple, here comes my wife. I know a couple shelters. I said, you in this too? She said, well, they said they want to give it to. I said, oh my God. So here I am putting all this extra money away. I'm thinking that I'm going to enjoy this. But my daughter wants to give it to homeless people. So I said, you know what? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I mean, at first I felt a little off. But why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this to say they are good out there. They're really good out there. But we just see the bad so quickly, man. And I ain't gonna lie. The bad is just attractive. The negative is just more stimulating. And I think that's why we think all relationships are bad and all this are bad and all this are bad. But I'm telling you, man, there are so much good out there. And I think I see a lot of good oftentimes. And to hear my children, put their own little selfish stuff to the side. And because my daughter said, she's 7 years, she said, but we have everything that we want. We can give it to people. She said on Christmas we can buy gifts for the kids who don't have any gifts. I said, Jesus, boy, you going deep into this. I said, man, you going deep into this. I wasn't to be good. I was like, oh my God. So I had to smile on the inside. I said, you know what? I'm so proud of you guys. I said, I am so proud of you guys, man, for you guys to, think not about yourselves only, but to think about people who, and my daughter was just happy. I said, man, this is amazing. But I hope they can be that. I mean, I hope they can continue doing it too. Hey, Quarter, how you doing? But yeah, but my wife was like, I know some homeless, some shelters. We can go there and we can donate our time too, and we can I said, well, you in this too, for real? You are in this too? She said, I mean, why not? Your kids want to do it. I said, I like you. Nah, yeah, man. I mean, but listen, I only said that to say we want to hear the bad things because the bad things, is stimulating. The bad things, I think it goes with what we already believe. But I think we have to be the change that we want to see. I mean, we hear that all the time. Hey, Rena, right? We hear it all the time. Be the change that you want to see, but we have to really be the change that we want to see. Now, I believe that there are good marriages out there. I believe marriages are sacred. I believe marriage is sacred. I'm just putting it together. I believe marriage is still sacred. I believe relationships still exist. I believe beautiful relationships still exist. I really believe love is still present. I believe trust is still there. And I think I need other people to believe with me because if we believe together, we can make it bigger. We can expand it. If we can put our thoughts together, it is a conscious choice, right? I think if we can put our thoughts and beliefs together, we can make a bigger experience. And I think that's what we need to do. Instead of putting a bigger experience on cheating and on all these things, yes, we see things happen all the time, but I think we need to do something about it. We're just asking questions and answers today, Bird. Questions and answers, but it starts with self. How much do you believe that it will happen for yourself? Indeed. Indeed. That is true. Sharon. Thank you, Melida. Thank you. I mean, but seriously, man, I really think these things exist, but I think we need to trust more. I think trust is a beautiful thing that we have lost. Life can be hard sometimes, so I just want to say I don't know how life is for you. I don't know if you need this, but I just want to say I'm proud of the wonderful, sweet man. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate you. Thank you. That was very kind. Thank you so much. Build a home for the homeless. I mean, not with that piggyback money, but hey, it's a start. Hey, Gracie B. So yeah, so what questions you guys have, man? Like, let's talk questions and answers. What have you seen? What have you done? What do you need some opinion on from different experiences, different knowledge base, whatever it is. I used to believe it, but now it's a little bit hard for me. I understand. Hey, Maddie, I get it, man. We see it so often. We see failure so often. We see divorce rates, rise. We see breakups so often. And I get it. It's very hard. But until you begin to do it for yourself, like someone said, until you begin to do it for yourself, you probably will never believe it. But this is why you have to become that. It's very important that you become it. Because I think we become our environment. I think we become the environment. We become products of our environment. So sometimes what you have become, you have to look around you. And it shows that you have become a product of your environment. You stop believing in love. You stop believing in relationships and in quality dating and that type of stuff. And I think we need to close our eyes to this society. Society will teach us a lot of crap. Society will teach you a lot of stuff. I mean, teach you a lot of crap that you don't need. Society will tell you what the majority is, and the majority is usually the wrong. But I'm telling you, man, I think in this world of evil, there is just as much good. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm slow. But in this world, like for real, in this world, where if there's evil happening, you have to know that there's good happening too. Because if the evil outdo the good, I think the balance that this universe needs and desires, I think the world will crush. But the world is still here. That means we are still in the fight. I think good happens on a regular basis. But I think we just focus too much on the negativity and we give up our own power. When you focus on something that you can't control, you give up your power to it. When trust is broken so many times, it's hard to trust again. I understand. I agree. How can a woman stop being naive? How can a woman stop being naive? I think a woman can stop. Oh, men too, because men are naive too. I think a woman can stop being naive. You have to look at patterns. Sometimes patterns will teach you a lot. Patterns. You have to look at patterns and you have to be honest with yourself. So naive is. I don't think many people are that naive as they say that they are. I think many people make excuses for their choices. You know, I think so many people just don't want to get, you know, don't want to hurt themselves, because sometimes you have to hurt yourself, right? Sometimes you have to hurt yourself to save yourself. Oftentimes you have to hurt yourself to save yourself, and nobody want to hurt themselves. So I think you stay like you don't know any better, but you know better. You just don't want to do it, right? You just don't want to do it. Hey, Sky, is that you, Sky, or is that somebody else? Is that the person I talk to weekly? You need to change your environment. Indeed. Oh, hey, girl, how you doing? Can you say in your? But yeah, but seriously, man, I think, how do you stop being naive? By understanding the truth. There's a truth in there that we need to understand. We know the truth, you know. Oftentimes we know the truth, but I think we are too emotional to accept it. We know the truth, but emotions sometimes get the best of us. And there are those that want to do good, but they are afraid to stand separate from the crowd. Their compliance makes them guilty by association. They carry guilt, and it turns to distraction. I see exactly what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. I see exactly what you're saying. Sky, where's your mom? So, what's the other questions, y'all? I know I get questions all the time. Where's the other questions at? Let me see if I missed any. Did I miss any questions? She usually watch. Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay, got you. You back in school, right? Would you prefer honesty or transparency? What do you prefer, honesty or transparency? Who? What do you prefer, honesty or transparency? That's a good damn question. Do I prefer honesty? It depends. I think, boy, I don't know. That's a hard one. Yeah, because if you are transparent, there has to be some honesty there, right? I mean, there has to be honesty there. Hey, Marco, there has to be honesty there. So what do I prefer, honesty or transparency? I think they both happen at the same time. For the most, I don't know, yeah, for the most part, but maybe I'm wrong. That's a hard one. How can you stop being emotional? So you can't stop being emotional. There's no such thing as come on, lie and cheat and not expect women to find out. Beyond beauty. Let me hold on to that one, okay? How can one stop being emotional? You don't stop being emotional. What you do, you begin to recognize your emotions. You don't stop being emotional. To be emotional is what you call being human. And what is human? When energy passes through you, is, you know, the energy gives you a reaction. The reaction you call an emotion. It's energy in movement, or in motion. And so when energy passes through you, like hunger, you can't stop being hungry. Hunger is an emotion, right? Anger is an emotion. Sadness, and naturally it happens all the time. You know, things angers you, and no emotions are bad. No emotions are, no emotions are bad. And so how do you stop that? You don't want to stop being emotional. If you stop being emotional, you're going to realize that you have no life. You're going to be numb. Dia, how you doing? You are going to be numb. And if you are numb, you are not alive. You are not living. So instead of trying to stop the emotion, what you want to do, you want to recognize when the emotion is there. And so you want to choose who you're going to be in that moment. That's how you do it. You recognize when the emotion is there, and you don't feed it necessarily. You don't judge it. You don't fight it. What you do is you recognize the emotion. And when you recognize the emotion, you can say, be who you want to be. You can do what you want to do. Like, for instance, if I'm in anger, if I'm angry, and in the moment of me being angry, my kids come and talk to me. If I don't recognize the anger, I might lash out on my daughter. And she doesn't deserve that. Hey, Erica, how you doing? Right? She doesn't deserve that. So what I have to do, I see the anger is there, and I can still be and speak to her accordingly to what she is. And so I don't have to stop being angry or fight my anger. I recognize I'm angry. If I recognize that I'm angry, I can do what I want to do, or I can do what I have to do. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. So you don't stop being emotional. I think emotional is a very powerful thing. It's energy. If there's no emotions, there's no energy. It's just quiet. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I think people telling you to stop being emotional. I think when I say stop being emotional, I just mean, hey, don't act on your emotions. Don't act on it. If you act on your emotions, you're gonna always be in situations where you don't really want to stay in. If you act on your emotions, you're gonna be in situations where you don't want to stay in. Thank you, Hakota. You know what I mean? It does. I'm being told I'm too emotional. What, like, and when they say too emotional, right? When they say too emotional, what exactly are they referring to? Your anger? Are you always angry? Are you always sad? Are you always crying? Are you always feeling lonely? Are you always, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are they talking about? Are you saying poverty is an emotion, you mean? Wait, I had a next question. You too clingy. See, clingy is a different cause. Clingy is a different cause. Clingy stems from a deeper issue. Oftentimes, what you consider clingy is that somebody who latch on to someone, right? Somebody who latch on to someone because that's just that's where they get their emotion from. So remember, when you are clingy, oftentimes you get your power or your energy from someone else, the thing that you are clinging to, right? When you are clingy, it's because that thing that you are clinging to moves you up and down. If they say this, you feel this. If they go here, you feel this. If they eat, you swallow. If they pee, your bladder is empty. And so clinginess is to be attached to something that is affecting how you move. It's controlling how you move. So when it moves, you move. When it speaks, you speak. And so you are all over the place. And so therefore you can never be stable. And so you need that very thing to exist in that moment so you can feel those emotions, so you can feel safe. Why? Because oftentimes that stems from childhood. That stems from many times when parents left us. You know what I'm talking about? When our parents, yeah, when our parents left us and we have issues with abandonment, we think that everybody's gonna leave us, especially when you grow up in a home where maybe your father wasn't there. Yeah, maybe your father wasn't there, your mom wasn't there. What's up, Kyle? And you really loved your father. That you really love, or that person, and that person left you, the one who was said to protect you and keep you safe. They just, bam, they just left, right? That's right, Chris. Right. So you're right. And so when you find somebody that you think is safe, right? Um, oh, no, Miranda, I think I was done with it. I think I was done with it. So you say your dad left and your mom abused, right? So when you find somebody who feels a little safe, you latch on to them, and that becomes your safetyness. I think what you have to learn to do is be safe on the inside. Wait, Miranda, you both places, huh? You just, you you asked me here, and then you respond. Miranda, girl, you are bad. You a bad chick, man. But yeah, so what you have to do, you have to learn to feel safe on your own. Feel safe on your own. Learn to be safe on your own. Because if not, anxiety is when you are clingy, do you notice that you have a high level of anxiety too? Does that make sense? Do you have a high level of anxiety? My husband can make me sad and happy. My mood depends on him, and I'm right. And you're anxious all the time, and so right, and so because you're granting your husband the power to do it, right? You're granting your husband the power to do it, and since you're granting the husband the power to do it, then he has control over your life. And I think that's something that we need to learn. I think you know what. To be honest, thank you, KK. I taught my wife this years ago. I said, listen, I am not the reason. I am not because I think my wife was clingy at first. When I met my wife, she was very clingy because she was hurt, she was scared, and I had to teach her. Listen, let me help you grow. Let me help you see your strength. Let me help you become an individual. Let me help you. Let me assist you on your journey because you need to see your own strength. And so over the years, I taught my wife how to be your own person. because I don't want her to have anxiety because I'm going and all these things. And so this is what I had to teach her, because I had to learn this in myself. I had to learn this for myself. And so I had to, hey, listen, you are your own individual. You don't need me for this. And after a while, she began to feel safe on her own self. And now she's a bad chick. So it's about understanding, right? Hey, thank you, Chris. Thank you. I think it's about understanding that you are your own person. If your husband, if you give your husband or anyone else that power to make you happy, to make you sad, to make you miserable, to make you this, to make you that, if he has the power, then you want to give it to him. And you have, now is your time to take it back. You have to let your husband or your person be an individual, right? You have to let people be individual as you become an individual, as you know, at the same time. You have to become an individual at the same time. And when you can do that, you pull that power back, because you have to let him do what, you know, be the man that he is. And the man that he becomes has nothing to do with you. The woman that my wife becomes has nothing to do with me. That's what she wants. And I must give her that gift. This is your choice. This is your life. Some people like the control. Some people like the control. Now, I had a question earlier that somebody asked. I totally forgot the question. Can you ask it again? The one that I said that I will come back to? Let me see if I can find it. Studying you under the sun. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Facts. Hey, Marsha. Hey, Marsha. I don't know, advice. Advice about what? End message? My end message for single mom. You gotta be more specific. Like, you gotta be more specific. You gotta be more specific. You also provide a sense of security, a safe space where she can grow without fear of losing or disappointing you. A lot of men want personal assistance. I get what you're saying. Indeed, indeed, indeed. While I become that personal space for her to grow, I mean, that provide a space for her to grow, that makes her actually become her own person too. Indeed, indeed, facts. How can a man, thank you, Miranda, how can a man lie and cheat and not expect a woman to find out? Because that's just, it's not that he don't expect you to find out. He just hopes that you don't find out. It's not expect. He knows that it could happen, so he's scared to death. But he hopes that you don't find out because he doesn't want to lose you. Now, I know that the stuff that I speak on this, many people will disagree with me. But understand, some people just suck at self-control. They suck at it. They suck. And they do it because they can't help themselves. And yes, maybe they don't love you. Maybe they do. I don't know how they feel. I have no idea. I'm not in your relationship. I'm not in his mind. But sometimes they suck at, they suck. Hey, Miss Tiffany, they suck at self-control. They suck at discipline. And they will do stupid things, you know. And it's not that they just hope that you don't find out. And maybe, like Miranda said, hopefully that you might even accept it and say, well, you are only a man. Let boys be boys. You know what I mean? What advice would you offer to women in leadership positions within male-dominated environments where traditionally masculine traits are often expected to or required? Additionally, how can they effectively transition and just... I like that. I love this question. Bella G, thank you for this question. What advice would you offer to women in leadership position within male-dominated environments where traditionally masculine traits are often expected or required? Additionally, how can they effectively transition and adjust their demeanor when returning to their personal lives with their husbands, partners, or family? Now, this question right here is a very needed question. And I think many people need to learn this. Now, what I would say is this. My wife is a soldier. My wife has been in the Army for over 15 years, and she is in that role where she is the head of a company she sees about 300 people a day, right? That she manages. And she's in that space where she's in that masculine role, right? The military, that masculine role. You know, sometimes when you are in that masculine, or when you are in any role, no matter what role it is, especially as women, you hear that you are too masculine. Anytime you're in that type of role, you must understand it is a role. It is not who you are. It is a role. No role is who you are. I was in that role too. I was in that same role where I was in the military for 20 plus years in those positions. And that's not the kind of demeanor I needed when I come home to my wife. I don't need that at home with my wife and my kids. So I had to cut that off. But to cut it off is that I had to acknowledge it's a role. It's not my identity. It's not who I am. It's just a job. And so you have to keep your role and you separated. You have to keep your role and you separated. Now, if you take so much time in a role, in a masculine role, you must take time away from the role and practice being soft. Practice. See, when you come, before you go to work, after you come from work, at nighttime before you lay down, you have to take time and be soft. You have to take time and practice being soft. Because, you see, there is no situation that you can practice being soft in. And so you have to take that situation for yourself. You got to take it for yourself and feel soft. You have to visualize the perfect opportunity, visualize the perfect feeling. You have to sit there and take a breath because you have to learn how to bring that balance. Now, the problem is many of us don't have those balance. Many of us don't have that balance. And so when you come home to your husband, you still think that you're at work. You want to raise your voice and you want to tell him what to do. You want to, and sometimes you have to, hey, sit your little ass down too. Sit down. You're not at work anymore. You're at home. And you can't be the same. As a man, I had to learn. I couldn't be the same. Because work, I had to be hyper masculine, as we call it. Hyper, I was just fierce. And I know you can't say that, in the man that I am. As a drill sergeant, I was fierce. I was feared too. People fear me because I was the shortest one, is what they said. They thought I had a short man complex. So I was feared, yet I was respected because I had to learn to. So my wife didn't need that. My kids didn't need it. So when I come home, I had to. Listen, what I would say is right here: practice being soft, but practice trusting your softness too. You have to trust it. I think many of you can't be soft because you don't trust it. You think as soon as you relax and become soft, somebody might take advantage of you. Somebody might use you in the wrong way. And so then you don't want to be soft because when you're soft, you feel vulnerable. When you're in that feminine vibe, you feel vulnerable that people are going to take advantage of you. But you're not. It's just two different outfits. It's two different outfits. So you have to learn to take time every single day and relax and feel beautiful and feel soft and imagine your reality. You have to shift it. You have to shift it yourself. Because if you don't shift it yourself, there will never be the perfect opportunity for you to be that role in. Because you stay 8, 9, 10 hours in that masculine dominated role. So now you have to feed yourself that feminine identity or the feminine imagination on a regular basis. You have to take time how do you practice a skill? You take time to practice it. Because naturally, everybody can't do it. The switch is hard. Fortunately for men, we don't have that problem. Because if we masculine at work, we can come home and still be masculine. And nobody complains. But as a woman, to be masculine at work and to come home and to be feminine, it's a hard switch. I think it's very difficult. And I think some men don't even understand. Hey, Chesney, some men don't even understand, bro, there's nothing wrong with a masculine woman. But when she can't switch because she feels that she's still in survival or she's still in that role, it becomes difficult. And that balance is lost. So you have to practice. How do you practice being happy? You got to practice sitting by yourself and being happy, finding a reason to be happy. You just have to. Because if you can't do it, you're going to have problems. Yeah. So you got to take every opportunity to be soft. When you come home, just be soft to your husband. Just be soft. That's how you begin to practice. Be soft. Trust him that he has the ability to give you what you desire. Trust him that he has. It also, when you have a partner and you work in those places, you have to trust your partner. You got to trust that man. Trust that man to be and be soft to him. A matter of fact, you're gonna realize that the way how you are on a regular basis is gonna give you the type of man or woman that's your opposing energy. If you're masculine, you're gonna have a feminine man or a softer man. If you're just masculine naturally, because those are the men who are gonna come to you, the softer men, because there can't be two masculine people. It just doesn't make sense. It's off. So if you are masculine, you might attract softer men or younger men, men who wants your leadership, men who depend on you financially, men who doesn't have much to offer you, men who are in a space of they're still growing. That's what you're gonna attract if you're a dominant woman. If you haven't you seen it yet? Sorry, Terrence said, I served with you in the army back in the day. Looking, hey, Kapow. Kapow. That name is very familiar, man. Kapow is very familiar. What's going on? Was it in Korea? What was it in Korea? I know the name. I just don't know from where. Was it in Korea in 2003? 2? No, Germany. Kapow. I think I remember you now. I think I remember you. 2008, 9? Your name sounds familiar, man. Your name sounds familiar. Hey, good to see you, man. Good to see you. You retired yet? You retired yet? 128 infantry. Okay, definitely, man. Definitely. Well, thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate you stopping by. That's amazing. You stayed in Germany. Okay. Have a German wife, huh? How do I know if I'm picking up on a person's thoughts or their energy that they are giving off, or if it's mine? Okay, that's a good question. How do I wait? Before I answer the question. Yeah, did I answer your question, Bella G? Did that answer make sense to you? I hope it did. Let me know if the answer makes sense to you, okay? Thank you, William Lynn. Thank you so much. Let me see. So how do I know if I'm picking up on a person's thoughts or their energy that they are giving off, or if it's mine? So you will know new location unlocked. It's off glow. You will know when you are picking up on somebody's energy if you're not. Here's how you know. If you are in an emotion, if you are always thinking, if you are always feeling in your feelings, right? If your mind is always going, then what you pick up on, it can be anybody's energy. Because once you have a thought, you pick up different thoughts in that same vibration around the atmosphere. So it can be anybody's thought, not necessarily his or her. So we don't know whose thoughts it is that we are picking up, right? So remember, when you have a certain thought that you carry, a thought pattern, or if you're in a certain vibration, you're going to pick up a bunch of thoughts from everywhere around you. That's how thoughts really work. When you're in a vibration, you pick up the thoughts that match the vibration. Hey, Krista, how are you doing? You pick up thoughts that matches that vibration. So if let's say you are in your vibration of being horny, right? Let's say you are horny as hell, right? The thoughts that you're going to pick up is sexual thoughts from everywhere around you. Right? And so you don't know whose it is. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to learn that person's thought process or that person's vibration. See what emotions that he or she is usually in. And so that's how you can pick up if it's theirs or yours. So now, first thing first, to know if it's yours or theirs, first thing first, you must stop being anxious. When you're around somebody, you got to stop being anxious. You got to stop being in your head, right? And you got to stop being in your feelings. If you can just be around people and be calm and relax around people, you will know. Because every time you go around that person, you pick up certain vibrations. You see, me telling you this wouldn't make sense. If I'm telling you, when you go around people, they have a certain way how they think and feel on a regular basis, just like you do. You have a certain way how you think and feel, continuously. You have a vibe that people can feel because you are in the same type of thoughts or the program. So people can recognize your thoughts or your energy because it feels familiar, right? It feels familiar. Yes, that energetic signature. Thank you, Shug. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So we all carry one, right? And so if you learn to relax yourself, relax your body, get out of your head and be in this world. Just get out of your head and be in your present. You can pick up certain people's energy. Whatever you pick up is that if you're around this person today and you are relaxed and calm, you can pick up on something. Now, if when you leave that person, that disappears, then you know it wasn't yours. When you go around that person again, and you can pick up on similar thoughts and similar vibration, that person, that's how they think and feel. That's their intentions. That's their energy signature. And so that's how you know if it's yours or theirs. You know it's yours if you are relaxed. I mean, you know it's yours. You know it's not yours if you are relaxed. Because when you are relaxed and you are present, you are not thinking. When you are relaxed and you are not present, you are not thinking. You are just present. To be present is not to think. When you are in your anxious state in your head, you don't know if it's yours or theirs because you don't know what you're picking up. You don't know whose it is. It's the bartenders, and so that's how you will know. Thank you, Bella. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. I hope that answered your question too, anyways. But you have to learn how to be calm. I tell people all the time, when you meet people, when you go on dates, when you're hanging out with people, one thing that you must learn is to calm your energy. When you calm your energy, you will know a lot. Like you will know that this is not me. This is not mine. I'm not anxious. I'm not thinking about sex. I'm not thinking about anger. I ain't thinking about hitting nobody. So this is not mine. Why am I tense? Why did I get so tense around you? Why is my body? Because your body will react to people's energy. Do you know that? Your body will react to people's energy. If people's energy has this strong anger response, your body is going to tense up because your body can pick up the vibration of another body. So this is why you have to pay attention to who you're around. You're going to pay attention to how your body is responding to people. This is how you can know when your person is cheating on you. Why? Because the body will respond or stop responding. The body going to feel different. It's going to feel off. Hey, Vita. It's going to feel terrible. It's going to feel sick. It's going to feel tense. It's going to feel pain. It's going to have butterflies. Your body is just telling you what something is in another person's body. But if you want to get to that space, it's all about learning how to calm yourself. Yeah, that's how you found out. You got to learn to calm yourself. If you want to know the truth, learn to calm your energy. And so when you go out in public, you know how you know when you meet somebody who's decent? Hey, Shay, thank you for sharing. You know how you know when you meet somebody who is decent? Because when you come around them and you are calm, you're going to see what you pick up. Some of you are waiting for years to find out the man or woman that you're meeting ain't shit. Right? Ain't shit. How do you change? How do I calm my energy? By changing your thoughts. Changing your thoughts. Your energy is managed oftentimes by your thoughts. If you think somebody is chasing you, or somebody is looking at you, or somebody don't like you, your body is responding. Your body is tense up. Your mind is busy. Your mind is beginning to resist it. Your thoughts will affect how your body. What's up, Dex? Your thoughts will affect how your body is responding. It really does. And so if you want to calm your body, have calm thoughts. If you have calm thoughts, you might have calm visuals. When you have calm visuals, your body is responding to your visual. Your body is, because what above is so below. If you think calm up top, your body follows calmness, right? If you think somebody is fighting you, don't like you, don't hate you, cheating on you, this and all these thoughts, your body begins to respond. Your body naturally begins to fight. So it's very hard to manage your body in that state. Hey, thanks, Dex. It's very hard to manage your body in that state when it's fighting. So keep your body calm by keeping your thoughts clear. You can control your thoughts. You can. You have power to control your thoughts. Just put whatever you think or you want to think in your thoughts, in your mind, and see what the body does. The body will calm. Does that make sense? I hope it does. What are the questions that you guys have? But you know, these are very things that we have to learn. Like I was saying earlier, you know, many of us are afraid to date. We're afraid to meet people because you don't want to be laughed at, and you don't want that, you don't want nobody lying to you anymore. And so you're afraid that you might find somebody out, years later. But the truth is, man, the truth is when you learn to calm yourself, if you are never calm, if you cannot be present, you will never know who you are talking to. You will never learn who them people is until they are leaving. If you can't be calm and relaxed, you cannot pick up on vibrations. You really can't. Because what you are picking up on is what you are attracting. Oftentimes, what you're going to pick up on is based on the energy that you are feeling is what you're going to attract. So you don't know if it's that person who's next to you. You don't know what's going on, and you deny it because you don't know what's going on. So you have to learn how to stay calm and relax. This is why the scripture even tells you, think about the things that are lovely. Think about the things that are good, of good report. And when you start doing that, you put your body into, and when you put your body, have you ever, I ask this question all the time, right? Have you ever passed anywhere? Have you ever been home alone by yourself in your home, and you just have this little cold, this little thing that's something just passes you, and your body just, all your hair on your arms, on the hair on your head, everything just raises, everything just, it's a very tense moment. Well, your body picked up something. It's just so strong that even if you was in your head, even if you was in your, in your mind, even if you was in your anxiety feelings, it was strong enough to pick it up. So the body responds by all your hair on your arms, everything just like, damn, what was that? And so the body can pick up a lot less subtle energies too. So the more calm you are, is the more you can pick up vibration. You can pick up when somebody is angry around you. You can pick up when somebody is depressed. You can pick up when somebody is sad. You can pick up when somebody is lying, right? Yeah, goosebumps. You can pick up when somebody is lying. You can pick up when somebody is cheating. You can pick up when somebody has bad intentions towards you. You can pick up when somebody wants to just sleep with you. Can't you? Let me ask you the question. You all never pick up when somebody just want to sleep with you? Can't you all do that? Like, you all can't tell? Because you just start to feel this vibe, this sexual energy, this sexual vibe. You can pick up, you pick up everything. No? Chastity? Man. But they deny it. Right. They will deny it. And I think this is how we don't know that what we are thinking is true. Or what we are feeling is true. Well, let's just say something. I'm telling you. Hey, Ellie, how you doing? Hey, Trish, how you doing? Now all the time. We can do it, man. We really have the power to do it. We have the power to pick up so much things. I'm drinking kombucha. Kombucha is good too. Hey, International, how we doing? What's your other questions, y'all? Unless they say something. It's the kind of a pressure they apply in the convo. That too. But the way how somebody think, usually it follows by behaviors and feelings. Tell me again your question, Beyond Beauty. Good for the gut. Indeed, good for the gut. Intuitive feelings. You can say that, yeah. Wait, what was your question, Beyond Beauty? Listen, I don't keep information in my head. Let me see. Let me go back and see. I don't think I saw another question by you. I thought I answered your question. I don't see another question, Beyond Beauty. So if you feel, okay, Bird. Thank you, Chesney. You leaving? So if you feel a sexual energy, they pretty much want to sleep with you. Okay, so let me make it a little clearer. Okay, so sometimes you pick up on that energy. Sometimes it doesn't mean that they want to sleep with you. Sometimes it's not from them, right? Oftentimes, okay. You see that space in your womb space? You see that womb space? That's your emotional storage. I call it storage. That's your seat of your emotions, right? It's called the sacral chakra. That space is your pleasure or your sexual where all this sexual stuff happen. A lot of times, if you've been sexually abused or those things, or if you have the sex drive and all them stuff, you're gonna pick up those feelings in that region right there. Sometimes your body start to do things, right? Because if I think about it so hard and I see you in my imagination, I can make your body start to move. I can make your body start to react. I can make your body start to do things. And especially when you don't have no blockage, especially when your stuff has been, kind of open, when your stuff has been, when it's still hurt there, when it's not healed yet, I can make you do certain things because it's still blocked. And so a lot of people can come around, like for instance, like someone who had access to you before, what you consider a soul tie to, they can say one thing and your body start to respond. They can do and give you a look and your body start to respond. Why? Because that's just how it is. It's the connection that they can see it, they can feel it, and they know what to say, how to make you react. Hey, Wynette, how you doing? And so that's really how it is. So you have to be careful about who you hanging around to. So sometimes, yes, you can feel it that they want to sleep with you because your body parts begin to, you begin to feel a certain way. Sometimes you wasn't thinking about being horny for a couple days, right? You wasn't thinking about being horny or nothing at all, nothing sexual. Then you come around this person and you pick up this horny experience. You're like, what the hell? Oftentimes, that person, hey, Joanne, that person is the person who looked at you that way. Yeah, those gut feelings. That could be what you're putting out too. Indeed, indeed. Can you talk more about self-esteem and self-confidence and concept inner? Can you be more specific? What exactly do you want to know? Like, what exactly? You have to give me an exact something because I could just talk about self-esteem all day or self-confidence. But tell me what you want to know. Yeah, crazy, man. Hey, Jeanette, how you doing? One thing about YouTube. YouTube has a lot of people. YouTube has a lot of trolls, man. I don't know if it's kids. Hey, Sierra, how you doing? I don't know if it's kids into physical signs to know someone is or isn't the one. Men, okay, Sierra, give me 1 second. You say men pick according to their self-esteem. How do women pick? How do you think women pick? How do you think women pick? According to what? Their delusions? Self-love, connecting with oneself and enjoying my own company, shadow work, healing. Self-love, connecting with oneself and enjoying my own company and shadow work, healing. Enjoying your own company is not a bad thing, right? Enjoying our own company is not a bad thing. Being single is not a bad thing, right? Enjoying, enjoying somebody, enjoying your own self-space is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you have low self-esteem, but it can mean different things too. It can mean maybe you're afraid to get hurt again. Because it's not that people don't want to love again. It's not that you're afraid to get love again. It's just that people are afraid to get hurt again because they put them together, right? I don't want to love again. It's not that you don't want love again. You just don't want to get hurt again. And so you have to see from where your thoughts and your reasoning is coming from. Now, oftentimes, if you are afraid to get hurt, like for instance, if you are afraid to fail at a business, then you end up somewhere else that you don't want to be. If you're afraid to get hurt, you end up with situations where you just get used to, right? And so sometimes it affects your self-esteem. It affects how you feel about yourself and your self-image. So oftentimes you have to understand, man, your self-esteem sometimes has a lot to do with, what you end up doing. Because oftentimes, I'm telling you, people get so scared to get hurt again that life just takes them wherever. Life just take you. You don't command life anymore because you're fear. With fear, you don't command life. With fear, life commands you, and so then you just going in the wind. You become very flighty. I think your self-esteem, it could be from different things. We can do the same action, but different intention, different reasoning will give us two different experiences. If you want to be single because you're afraid to love, and you want to be single because you have experienced whatever you wanted from a relationship, it's two different results. It's not the same. So you have to see what is your why. Self-esteem plays a big difference in one. I mean, plays a big role in one, but not the other. A person who has done the work and done, as you call it, done the relationship thing, and they are okay, right? I rather not be bothered. Not being bothered don't give you what you want. Not being bothered do not give you what you want. Hey, Kelly, not being bothered just means that sometimes you don't know how to deal with people. One thing in this world, we have to deal with people. We have to, sooner or later. We have to learn to deal with people. And many of us, we have a billion of people, billions of apps, millions of apps, millions of conversations, yet we're still lonely. And I think that's the world that we are becoming. I think we are being, the more we build apps and stuff to connect, and social media and social construct to connect, is the more people are lonely, the more people are sad and depressed. Why? Because people are teaching you. I think we don't want to be bothered, as we call it, bothered. But in life, you have to be bothered. That's how you know that's how you can measure where you have come from. That's how you can measure where you have come from. You can measure where you have come from based on, now I'm bothered, but I'm not even doing anything. I'm perfectly fine. Oh, that don't bother me anymore. But now we avoid people. We avoid everything. We avoid relationship. We avoid dating. We avoid family. We avoid friendships. We avoid everything. This society is becoming one depressed society. Like seriously, with no connection, how do you connect to God? And many of us think that we can connect to God without people. And you really can't. The people are God. So we have to learn to bring that balance. Yes, nobody wants to be bothered, but you have to learn to deal with, you have to learn to be with people without being bothered, without judgment. We are being bothered. The more you judge, the more you try to control, is the more you're going to be bothered. The more you try to judge people and make them to be what you want them to be, and try to control them to be what they should be, is the more you are bothered. But if you let people be who they are, you realize you won't be bothered as much. If you can see what people are, you won't be bothered, and just let them be who they are. You won't be bothered. I deal with folks every single day. All over the place. I'm not bothered. People don't bother me. Why? Because you are just being you. They are just being them. I have a wife. She does a whole bunch of things. I have kids. They ain't bothering me. I'm not bothered. Why? Because I understand some things come with having a family. Some things come with having a wife or a husband. Some things come with having kids. Some things come with having friendships. Sometimes you're going to hear some phone calls. Hey, man. Hey, what's up? I need help. Something come with having siblings. A quick fix without the responsibility. So, hey, Mika Goddess, how you doing? Trust liars to be liars, like DMX said. You want to attract. Someone who's done the work and at peace loves their own company as they meet someone to share with. Someone who has done the work and at peace loves their own company till they meet someone to share it with. Let me tell you something. I realize, as a man who have done the work myself, I can't keep it to myself. I can't keep it within. I come on here and people cuss me out and people troll me, but I can't keep it in. I'm not getting paid for this. Nobody, I ain't getting paid for this. But if you have really done the work, you're not being bothered easily. I don't want, I can say that. I mean, hey, if you've done the work. And I think that's the way of just kind of making an excuse not to be out there. But it's like Jesus. He done the work, but he was always among the people. He was in the midst. He was in the middle of people. People followed him everywhere he went. And so we can't really think that doing the work means you're going to be by yourself. Being by yourself for what? Why are we so afraid of being triggered? Being triggered, hey Queen, how you doing? Being triggered is the only way to know if something is off. Being triggered is the only way to know that something is off. Because a lot of us, since we are not being triggered, yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. You know, when you are, when people trigger me, I think I can see within me, oh shit, I got issues, right? But when you are not triggered, you don't know what issues you have still. And so when you go around people again, 10 years later, the same issues are there. Oh shoot, you thought that you were healed. No, you wasn't healed. You was unbothered. So we gotta be mindful, man. We gotta be mindful that sometimes you need to be triggered so that those triggers can remind you, tell you, hey, you started here. Damn, you didn't went that far. Damn, you still there. But when you are triggered and you be around people who can trigger you, but you still realize, oh shit, I came here. You're like, thank you, Tracy. You're like, oh shoot, that's how you measure yourself. I went from here to here. So we just have to be mindful, man. Oh, the fear is a signal for the direction you need to go. Indeed, Maran, thank you so much. Finding your triggers, the anger or the fear is the signal for the direction you need to go. I think many of us are running from it. We're running from it. We're running and we're running and running from it. And I think that's where we fall. Wait, what question did I have? I had some questions. I forgot the questions. What is your advice when a man pulls back after months of consistency and states that he's just going through a rough time? How long should a woman wait for them to go through a rough? Well, that question depends. Hey, beauty, how you doing? Hey, whoa, how you doing? I mean, hey, Carol. That question depends. How long were you talking to him? How long were you talking to him? How long were you talking to him for years or a couple weeks? Because to be honest, you don't owe nobody anything. You owe no one nothing. You don't owe anyone anything. You really don't. Hey Tommy, how you doing? You don't owe nobody anything. And if you really say men don't go through rough times, I don't think that you know men. Men go through things. You know how much pressure men goes through. I don't even think that you are. I think that you all think men are emotional. I mean, or men are emotionless. Men are just crazy. Men don't have no emotions, conscience, and I think that's what you already believe. And I think that's why you end up with those men with those experiences. I mean, I think that's where you find those men because that's what you think men are. So of course, that's what you're gonna find. But to be honest, men go through the same thing that you go through. We go through strong pressures. Do you know the rate for suicide for men is a lot higher than women? Why do you think that is? Because we're not going through anything? Are you all crazy? The suicide rate is 10 times that women go through for men. So that means men go through something. And to think that men don't go through anything or we don't have rough patches is you being just naive. 6 months, knowing him for 7 years as friends first. So if you are meeting this man for 6 months, let me tell you this. Let me tell you what's going to happen. If you decide to move on with your life, a lot of times a man will follow you. When a man is telling you, oftentimes, when a man is telling you, he's going through a rough patch, because if I know you for 7 years, and we've been talking for 6 months, and we've been dating, and everything is going well, sometimes a man don't want you to suffer with him, so he puts space. But then, if he's telling you he's going through a rough time, is he telling you that he doesn't want you anymore? Is he telling you that he's done? Yeah, well, men go through a lot. Is it telling you that, let's put it on pause? It depends. I will tell you to live your life. But if a man is telling you, listen, I'm going through something financially, something emotionally, my mom passed away and all them stuff, then yes, give the man space. Again, men go through things too. We go through a lot of things. We go through so much, these damn pressures that people go, you know what I'm saying? But there's no max time. But there's really no max time. Why am I live restricted? How long is the max time for a man that you're will to start talking about the future together? I think if you've been with somebody for a year and you are in a relationship with them, I think a year we should talk about deep stuff. I think we should talk. We should. If I'm with you for a year, if listen, here's the thing: when you meet people, you have to ask them certain questions. What's your goal? Because a lot of you all are meeting people, and you don't ask them those. What do you want from this? What do you want from dating? What do you expect from dating? I think TikTok just restricted me. You have to ask people when you meet them. Some people will tell you the truth in the beginning. They tell you that they don't want kids, they don't want to be married, they don't want. And I think if somebody is telling you that right now, it's time, no matter how much you feel about this person, how much you like them, you should believe them. Oh, I see. That's probably it, Miranda. But I think that's what it is. These questions, when we start dating, hey, what do you look for? Like, what are you dating for? Yeah, Petros, but it's not about the job interview. But if we dating, especially if you want to be married, because I think if you want to be married, you have to ask questions. And dating is not. So when you're dating somebody, it's not necessarily when you are on that date or the first date. But I'm sure when you're dating somebody, what you're gonna do, you're gonna converse on a regular basis. At least, hey, you good? How was your day? Right? We talk while dating. So in the dating phase, we go on one date, we talk, we chill, and then the next couple of days we're gonna talk on the phone, right? Naturally, you're gonna talk on the phone. Hey, how was your day? And blah blah blah. Hey, so I have a question. What do you expect from dating, or what are you looking for from dating? And then that person will answer you. Now, if a person is telling you that I don't want nothing serious. I don't want to be with nobody. You know what I mean? I don't want no one. And then, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate you. But you don't stay there and think that you're going to change their minds. Because you're not. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not going to change their minds. You can't. Because if they don't want you, if they tell you that they don't want to get married, whew, I'm afraid to disappoint them. But I'm thinking he wants to date me. You have to ask those questions. You keep getting narcissists? I don't think you keep getting narcissists. I think that your feelings are getting in too much into it. You say you being dating wrong. You don't keep getting narcissists. It's just your feelings and your emotions are easily manipulated. And when you put your feelings and your emotions in check, you realize that those people are not interested in you. A narcissist is not interested in you, or they cannot do anything with you if your feelings and your emotions are in check. But you're not dating wrong. It's just that you are easily manipulated with your emotions. You are easily attached. You know what I'm saying? You are easily gullible. You are easily naive, and so people can move you up and down. People move in you like a piece of chess, and so anybody could be anybody could be a narcissist because you are easily controlled. And how you are easily controlled is that you're always in your emotions. You are easily offended. You are easily in your feelings. And so therefore, everything will be a narcissist. I promise you, everything and everyone will become a narcissist. Your parents, your husband, your kids, your son, your daughter, the teacher. You will meet them all everywhere you go. But you're not meeting narcissists. You are giving up your power. But right? So you gotta you gotta be careful. This is your emotions, this is your feelings. Don't just give it out. Don't just hand it out and give people the key to your emotions. What you can do, you can learn how to see people's behaviors without feelings. Somebody says this, learn how to see their emotions without you don't have to react to everything. You don't have to always react to everything. You can just be still. You don't always have to react. I think many times you always reacting. If you feel this, if you that, you always reacting. So stop reacting. Just let things be as they are. See things, find the truth in it. See things, and then decide what you're gonna do based on the truth, not based on how you feel. The words of Elijah. Wait, I missed some questions. I want to waste time, but he said he doesn't believe in time. Yeah, time is not wasted because you have a choice. If you say that you don't want to waste time and you're waiting for him to decide with you or to agree with you not wasting time, then you're still waiting for him. This is your life. Let me tell you this right. Let me give you something. This is your life. At the end of the day, nobody is responsible for your time. This is your life. Nobody is responsible for what you do. If you decide to stay in a relationship or dating somebody who doesn't want you, you cannot blame nobody else. This is your... I think we think that... I hear people say all the time, he wasted my time. Nobody can waste your time because you was there. You was agreeing with something. You was doing something. You was right there doing whatever you was doing that made you feel how you was feeling. Nobody can waste your time. Nobody is in charge of this experience but you. And so if you keep yourself in a situation or a relationship or a situationship, or as we call it, an embarrassmentship, right? Because a lot of you are in embarrassmentship. Somebody is embarrassing the hell out of you every single day. If you keep your presence there and yourself there, that's you. And if you're wasting your time, then time means... If you're wasting your time, hell, if you have no regards for your time, why should they? If you have no regards for your time, why should anyone else? I do struggle to balance my feminine and masculine energy. I've just been in the masculine energy for so long, and I feel like I still have to be safe. Listen, try not to judge your masculine and your feminine energy, because I think we judge them wrong anyways. We don't really know what masculine and feminine really is. I think a lot of us put definition to masculine and feminine. But are we true? It's probably not true. You're just going by traditions. You are going by what you heard. Time is... Yeah, so if you think that you are being too masculine, you are. And so you begin to fight and you begin to resist and so you're not really being masculine. What you are doing is sometimes being in survival mode and being combative towards yourself. Oftentimes, that's what you are doing. So sometimes you have to do what you have to do. You have to work. You have to be assertive. You have to protect. You have to do all these things for yourself. But if you fight what you do, if you resist what you are doing, then you are survival mode. So it's not about being too masculine for however long. Remember, you have to learn to take a break. This is why it's important to rest. Indeed, Ellie, it's very important to rest. It's very important to sit down, right? It's very important to just relax yourself and take a break from everything else. It's very important to take some time and some space and just breathe, because you got to put yourself back in there. So yes, if you are too busy working and, working, this is why it says work hard, play hard. If you work hard, you have to play hard. You have to rest. Rest is very important. And when you are at rest, when you can learn to rest, the problem is nobody wants to rest. You want to be in that stuff all day. Hey, Donna, how you doing? From being lied to about what's going on, it was a waste of my time. If you was being lied to, I can see that if you was being lied to, but many of us, we know when we are being lied to. Not many of us, we know when we are being lied to because we don't see evidence. We don't, we don't see evidence of the lies. We're going to... The majority of us know when we are being lied to. Hey, Miss Carmel, we know when but, if my wife was lying to me right now, and I said this for sure, if my wife was lying to me about loving me, and I'm not wasting my time because I'm still enjoying the moment. And that's something that we have. If my wife was lying to me all this time, and she has someone else, right? I didn't waste my time because I was still enjoying it. I still love what I did. I still was present. I get what you were saying, but I'm not wasting my time because I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I'm doing exactly what I want. I want to be here. I want to raise my kids with her, right? I'm in my home that I love. I'm driving my cars that I like. I'm in the bed that I like. So I'm not wasting my time. Yes, it seems like I was because to someone who but my time is not wasted. And then you learn exactly. But I'm not wasting my time for nobody. See, when you do what you want to do, you're not wasting your time. It's like going to work and, going to school and getting a degree, and then you realize that the job that you want, you can't have it. You didn't waste your time. You got something else. Don't stop blaming me for what Alex did to you. I had no clue, honestly. We're made to believe that it's leftover trauma from past experience. It sounds like he was manipulated, huh? You'll give guilt-free once you move on and know you did what you had to do. Indeed. Find some feminine energy to be around. You know what? The word of Elijah, I like that. Elijah said, find some feminine energy to be around. That's what's wrong with most men. They want to hit everything instead of enjoying feminine energy and company. You see, it's not most men, but you know, you was going so good with that one, but then you just went to the most men stuff. you was going so well with that fine, more feminine energy. I think it's very, you know, when I wanted to learn about money, I had to find information with money. I had to find information in books so I can be around that energy, right? I had to play those videos over and over and over. And when I sleep, to be in that energy. Sometimes, like the word of Elijah, like seriously, find more feminine energy. Look at the women that you find feminine and learn to be around them. And after a while, you're going to pick it up. After a while, you're going to pick it up. And when you pick it up, you're going to see the balance happens very easily. But you have to pick it up. See what I'm saying? Well, we don't know if it's more than half. We don't know if it's more than half because we live in one world. We live in one country, in one state. Sometimes we haven't even left that state or that country. We really don't know it's more than half. We really don't know. We just assume that it is. But remember, you are living in a one tradition. I've been all over this world. I've been all over this world. And I still don't say most. It's not most. You know, when I lived in Estonia 2 years ago, you know what it was? It was the woman who was at work. It was the woman who was cheating. It was the woman who had affairs. It's not the men. The men was taking the kids to school. The men was at home. It was the woman who was driving the damn Lamborghinis and in Estonia. And then I spoke to some people who live in Estonia because I lived there. And you know what they said? They said, you know what? The women are the ones who have affairs, not the men. So we can't, again, we haven't been in most countries. We haven't been in most traditions. We can't say it's most. But I learned that. I've seen it with my own eyes. I can't assume. When I go to Korea, South Korea, I don't see men doing what American men are doing. The men are not doing, and Korea, listen, I don't see men like Americans. Americans are just Americans, right? And so I've learned the men in Korea are completely different from the American men. And so this is why I don't like to use the term most men or most women because it's different for everyone. Where you go is different. Like for real, where you go is different. So how can I say most men? In Asia is not most men. As a matter of fact, Asia has most men. Asia has most men. You know Asia and India, you know, in India, you know what the rate of divorces is in India? We don't know what most is. We just say most because it's what we see around us. We're talking about our environment. I mean, look at Asia has most men. That continent alone on Asia has most men. And I don't think, from what I've seen and what I've been to and what I've traveled to, I don't think it's true. I don't think it's most men. I think we're talking about these raggedy American men. People who tried to help me, but when I was with them, my brain went in fight or flight. That's deep, man. That's deep. Indian married for duty, especially for duty. It's the one that has time to cheat while they have maid. And listen, I think this is like American culture. This culture of having all the things and having all the, you know, looking for happiness and having all the material stuff. It's American stuff. It's the Western stuff. This is Western crap. I think that's the problem. Westerners, and we think the Westerners are not most. Westerners don't make up most. Do we know that? Westerners do not make up most. It really don't. I think we just put most to it because it's what we see in our raggedy communities. I've seen crap too, but I don't think it's most. I think it's where I just been. But I've been all over. So I think that's why I have I have a different opinion. I've literally been all over. I have collected data. I have done the research. I have done the data collection. I have been out with these women in different countries. The 3 for adult content. Yeah, but listen. But I'm just saying. But anyways, what's your other questions anyways? Did I miss a question? I think I missed some questions. What books do you recommend? It depends on which what information are you trying to get. I recommend many books. Which like what do you want information from? Like which book? What knowledge? I have this book right here next to me. Right. I recommended this book this past week. The Game of Life and How to Play It. I think it's a very simple book. It's short. This book was gifted to me, and it's a very great book. Oh, Money and Feminists. Money and Feminists. Well, it depends. We're doing a book right now in the Bible in a book club. It's called Think and Grow Rich. That's the book that we are on. It's called Think and Grow Rich. I think that's a very very powerful book. Think and Grow Rich. But it's not, I don't really have a specific book. It's just a lot of knowledge that I have acquired over the years, right? I have a bunch of knowledge that I have acquired over the years. It's just something just click. But what was I saying before this? When are you going live regular? I go live pretty regular. I usually go in the morning time when my kids go to school. But I go live on different topics. On all different topics. Relationships, spirituality, a whole bunch of stuff. Wealth building. But yeah, my life is just yes, Rajbi is my kombucha. How do I change my thought process? I am told I'm pessimistic, but I just want to be prepared in case something goes wrong. That's a damn deep question, Keisha. That's a question that a lot of people have. To be honest, that's a yeah. I think that's a question that many people have, right? So how do I change my thought process? Very important question. I think how do you change your thought process is to realize that your thoughts are not true. I think that's the first step. We must understand, you like Ginger, actually me too. We must understand that our thoughts are not true. Our thoughts are not true. I think that's the first reality. Your thoughts ain't true. It's just something that you think. And once you have a certain thought, you pick up different or similar thoughts from the universe, from the atmosphere around you. Once you are in that thought program, you pick up similar thoughts. You attract thoughts similar to that thought. Have you ever thought something like, I bet she cheated on me. I bet he cheated on me. And then you start picking up, you start to remember all those channels and all those shows and all those videos that you heard and all those things. And you start remembering the thoughts from past because you start to pick up and you start to generate a feeling that brings all those similar thoughts to you. And so now you are stuck in a program of that thought, similar thoughts. That's how we get stuck in that thought for so long. And then since we've been stuck there for so long, the body remembers, the mind remembers, and the mind keeps going there because it's something that you really find truth. But we have to understand. We have to understand. Your thoughts are not true or false. It's just thoughts. Your thoughts ain't true. And if you know your thoughts ain't true, when a thought comes, don't believe it. Don't entertain it. Seriously, don't entertain it. Don't fight it. Don't complain about it. It's just a thought. But over this past years, you have entertained each thought. And the more familiar the thought is the more you entertain it even stronger because you think it's true. It's familiar. You think it all the time, so it becomes true. Whatever you think all the time becomes truth. Whatever you speak all the time has become truth to you. So you think it, you think it, you think it, you think it, you think it. Then you start to see evidence of it. Because as you think, so you become. So when you begin to see evidence of it, you think that it's true. So you are reconfirming or reaffirming your thought to be true, and it's not. So first and first, you have to go to the opposite side. You have to stop. You have to learn that, this is my thoughts. It's not true. But now when this thought comes to me, when I pick up this thought, I don't fight it. I don't entertain it. I don't give it an emotion. I just learn to just not judge it, and it passes. It passes. So when you now is to place your own thoughts in your mind. You have to place your own thoughts in your mind. And those thoughts, when you place new thoughts in your mind, those thoughts begin to, to grow. Those thoughts begin to grow. And when those thoughts begin to grow, they take root. Those other ones are still there. But when the new ones begin to grow and they take roots, after a while, they will pass the old ones. Because now you begin to stop giving those ones power. So these new thoughts will become new trees that will outgrow your old trees, the old thoughts. What if the thought is true? Which thought? Like, give me an idea of which thought is true. Give me an idea of which thought is true. Like, invest. Just give me an idea so I can explain to you. How's that not going all into a plan? How can we tell the difference between just our thoughts and our intuition? Thoughts carry words. Thoughts carry a word. There's a bunch of words and memory applied to thoughts. Intuition is not words, or intuition is a vibe. It's two different. It's two different. But you have to learn how to use your intuition. Thoughts comes in words. You hear your voice talking, right? It sounds familiar, right? You hear your voice, and it comes by. It's usually based on memory. That's what thoughts are, based on memory. Intuition is not based on memory. Intuition is just a vibe that you pick up, right? And so that's the best way to put it. Intuition comes with a vibe. Thoughts come with words and a whole bunch of past crap. Can you create a word with your thoughts? That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Your entire world is a sum of your thoughts. Your entire reality is your thoughts. Your thoughts become flesh. Your thoughts become actions. My own self-awareness. When I think I'm too money-centric, for example. So let's say this. So your question is, what if your thought is true? If your thought is true, then you won't think it. If your thought is true, you don't think it. Invest. Do you have a girlfriend? I don't know if you're male or female. Invest. Do you have a girlfriend? Let me just show you something. Do you have a girlfriend or wife? Experiencing that lately. I thought I was going crazy. Yeah, man. Your thoughts are all you are. You don't think about what you have and you accept. You think about what you don't have or you resist. You think about what you don't have or what you resist. If it's true, then there is no need. Like right now, it's nighttime. That thought is not coming into your head. Why? Because it's nighttime. Because that's the truth and you accepted it. It's raining. No need for thinking about it because it's actually happening. And so you have accepted it. It's raining. You're looking for a good one. So if you find a good one, you won't think about it. It's when you don't have something, or you, like I said, when you don't have something, or you are resisting something, is when you are thinking a lot. If you accept something, or when you have it, you don't think about it. There's no thought process. There is no thought in there. And so we have to, if it's true, you won't think about it. If you accept it as true, you won't think about it. Because the mind, it doesn't give the mind any stimulation anymore. It doesn't give the mind any further stimulation. So the mind necessarily don't have to stay there and focus because it's already true. Now, if you think, man, my wife is cheating on me and I fail to accept it and I hate it, wait, it comes back and back and back. It replays, it replays, it replays, it replays. Why? Because I don't want to accept it. And it might be true. Does that make sense? So if you accept your truth, you need not think. But yeah, but that's how it is. That's how it goes. A lot of time we just think a lot because what's the thought? The word Elijah. So that's a thought. So have to have direction so you know which thoughts are actually yours. You're never 100% in control of your thoughts. The reason why, so I do well for myself, and I think to myself, am I focused too much on the money? For example, I will put off a date for a business meeting. Damn. I mean, that's just your choices. Hey, Jamisha, that's just your choices. Sometimes you choose your stuff, and that's what you get in return. You have to choose what you choose, and every choice comes with a consequence. Every choice comes with a consequence. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's a thought. But yeah, every choice comes with a consequence. But if you choose something, choose it. Am I a teacher? That depends. That depends on who you ask. I could be. What question did I miss? What question did I miss? Charisse, did you understand what I say? The difference between your thoughts and your intuition. I think many of us. Hey, Stacy. I think many of us don't know the difference between our thoughts and intuition. I think because a teacher is different from an educator. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I see what you're saying. Hey, Ponsina, how you doing? I think a lot of times when you're in survival mode, what happens is your memory that kicks in, not really intuition, right? I always love your reasons. I have a question. What's your question, man? Thoughts are not true and intuition is true. Well, you don't know which one. Well, not necessarily thoughts ain't true. Thoughts can be true. And intuition, we don't know if it's true or not until we prove it. Because intuition, if you want to develop your intuition, there's a way to go. There's a way to do it, right? There's a way to do it to develop your intuition, but you're gonna have to fail a couple times to learn when it's talking to you and when it's your memory. You're gonna you pick up a vibe, go ahead and do it, and if it's not true, after you follow through, if it's not true, then now you know. Then you do it again, and you do it again. The only way to know if it's your intuition is when you actually understand that sometimes you're going to be wrong a few times, right? Because you have to you have to calibrate it, right? To calibrate it, you're going to have to realize that sometimes you're going to be wrong and you're going to fail. But after a while, after you follow through every single time, you learn how to use it. You know what I mean? Especially when you're not balanced. Indeed, that is true. It's very hard to know the difference, especially when you're not balanced. You're true. Am I Urkel from Family Matters Show? Yes, I am. Why am I still not able to get my ex out my head? It's been 2 years. In my dreams, in my thoughts, it's constant. I can't bear it anymore. What do I do? Is the thought of your ex bad? Is the thought bad? Or it's just a thought? Thinking about your ex is not bad, It's just a thought. Right? If you have a thought in your head that you try to fight, have you again, this is like listen to it. Indeed, I like that. Your ego prevents you from listening to your intuition. I agree. I definitely agree to that one. But get more hobbies, right? Hey Jamie, how you doing? Thank you so much. Jamie, you don't come to our book club. I wish you would come one day. I think she didn't get closure. That might be it. Maybe you built the world around that person. That's a good point. Give me a second with that one. Give me a second with that one, soft. But if you try not to think about your partner or your ex, you're going to think about them. Again, this is the don't think about the elephant thing. Don't think about the elephant. The elephant stays on your mind. Every time the elephant comes to your mind, you're mad and you're angry. And that builds up the momentum. That builds up the energy. And now all you can do is think about your ex, right? Or the elephant. If that thought comes to your mind and you just relax your body and you accept it, it realizes that you no longer build energy from that thought. You no longer build energy from that experience. If you generate no energy from that thought, the mind don't bring it up anymore. You build energy from trauma. So every time that memory comes of trauma of the past, you react, you generate energy. Every time that person comes, when that person ghosted you, you get angry, you get jealous, you generate energy. If that person comes to your mind who ghosted you and you have no reaction and you give it no energy, then the mind says, well, this ain't working. Let me go to the next. And so everything that the mind goes to, you're going to realize that you are generating energy. If you act, what gives you the most energy? Your thoughts. Your thoughts will energize you more than what you eat. Your thoughts do. And so wherever the mind travels and you get angry and you get frustrated, you stay there longer and you generate energy for a longer time. You feed the cosmos with your energy. You feed in everybody. And so if you want to stop and get somebody off your mind, when the person comes to your mind, you leave it alone. It's a part of your past. It happened. They was there. You experienced them. You kissed them. You slept with them. Okay. You can't say it's not true. It was true. So you let them be. And then when you let them be, you're going to realize that it gets smaller and smaller and smaller because you stop fighting it. When you stop fighting something, it decreases. It really does. When you stop fighting, it decreases. When it decreases, it vanishes. There's no need for your mind to go there again because it stopped generating energy. That's how you have to learn to do that. How do you feel about religion, spirituality, science, logic? I don't really feel anything about it. You mean like what do I think about those things? I think if whatever works for you, do it. I think whatever works for you, you do it. If religion works, do it. If spirituality, because what is spirituality? Spirituality is nothing really. I mean, spirituality is something that people make up. It's nothing at all. Spirituality says that we are all spiritual beings. All of us. Every one of us is all spiritual being. Every one of us. It doesn't say anything. It has no meaning really, but it's to be aware of how spiritual you are. To be aware of how sometimes you are aware that you are a spiritual being, but it doesn't make one more spiritual than the other. Right? Hey Lindley, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good. It's good to see you. Do you believe you can control your thoughts? It's a constant battle. Do I believe that if I can control my thoughts? Your thoughts, you don't have to control your thoughts. You have to rewire your thoughts. If you can rewire your thoughts, you can put them in a place where it benefits you. Right? Because you can't stop the brain. You can't shut it off. Even when you sleep, the brain never stops. Or as you call it, the mind never stops. Right? So you don't have to, you don't have to control your thoughts. What you have to learn to do is to put the thoughts in that you want, give it emotions, give it emotions, give it emotions, give it emotion. Put the thought in, give it emotions, and that tells the mind where I want to be at. And so if I have a goal, I see my goal, I see my goal, I see my goal, I see my goal, I feel my goal, I feel my goal achieved, I feel my goal achieved, I feel my goal achieved, I feel my goal achieved. Every day I feel and then that will start to generate my thoughts from that program that I just create. And so the program naturally begins to start my thought process. So I don't have to control my thoughts. I can feed myself feelings, feed myself visuals, and they will change or redirect my thoughts. Now, if I can do that consciously every single day, if I can sit still in my house every day and visualize and feel and visualize and feel and rediscover who I am and create a new identity and my self-image, that alone will redirect my thoughts naturally without trying. Because the thoughts that you have, the thoughts that you think on a regular basis, you don't have to try to think about them, right? They just come. They come and they come, and you ain't got to try to bring them, but they come. So what you have to learn to do is called a program. What you do, you reprogram yourself so that the thoughts that you want will come naturally. Does that make sense? The thoughts that you want will come naturally, the ones that you want to support you. So you don't have to control your thoughts. You're only trying to control them because the ones that you want don't come. But you have to first, if the ones that you want, you have to focus. You have to concentrate. You have to feel them. You have to see them. You have to see them. And you have to put them there in the first place. Is that the beginning? No, that's just thought process. That's just how to, well, yeah, you can say that, Dana. How do you use your thoughts to manifest wealth? Oh boy, you are You are got some questions. You are getting deeper in these questions. How do you use your thoughts to manifest wealth? The same how you use it to manifest poverty. Right? The same, you use your thoughts to manifest wealth the same way you use it. If you know what you're doing to manifest poverty, you're going to realize it's nothing special, nothing different. It's the same thing that you are doing. There's nothing. We all do the same things. Right? We all do the same things. There is no different way. How do you use your thoughts to generate wealth? It's the same way you use it to generate poverty. The thing with poverty is your natural flow. Is your natural feeling. And you think, I can't afford this. And this is too expensive. And this is expensive. And I can't afford this. And oh, that's a lot. And so when I pay my bills, I feel, I got to pay this bill again. And so when I give somebody money, I can say, oh man, I got to give someone money. And so you use your thoughts like that. That's how you're using it. But if I want wealth, I begin to feel and I begin to see it. Oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, I have all the things. Oh, I am abundant. Oh, it's a blessing to be able to pay for this. It's a blessing to be able to pay for that. Oh, I'm paying my bills. I feel good. It's the same thing. You're just using two different sides of the screwdriver or of the knife. Two different sides. The same knife, but two different sides that you are using. So you have to learn how to condition the other side to go where you want to go. So one side, you see lack. One side, you see wealth. You're using your thoughts to see lack because that's what you were surrounded by. That's what your senses see. You smell it, you see it, you feel it, you touch it, you hear it, and therefore you create it or more of it. But you have to rise above, you have to rise above this bushes, this trees, this reality. You have to see better. You have to see higher. You have to look above where you're at. And when you learn to look higher than where you are at, you begin to see from where your health or your wealth comes from. So you have to increase your vibration, increase your vision, look above your surrounding area. Yeah, you gotta change your frequency. So you have to learn to think as you have instead of thinking like you don't have. You are just using your same thoughts differently. I don't have, I have. Ooh, I am poor, I am wealthy. Everything will change. So how do you handle being faced with something that you literally can't afford? How do you handle being faced with something that you literally afford? Do you want it? Is it something that you want? You see, here is what. How do you handle being faced with something that you really can't afford? Here's the problem. You think that you can't afford it. And that just shows you that you believe in what you see, right? You see your bank account right now. And you see where you're at right now. And you see your surrounding evidence right now. And you see the job that you do and your income right now. You see, it is not your job. One thing that I've learned, it is not your job. It is not your job. That ain't your job. That's God's business. You see, what you can and what you can't do is not your business. It's God's business. What you can and what you can't afford is not your business. It's God's business. I want us to remember that. Impossible and possible is not your business. It has nothing to do with you. It's God's business. But I think we make it our business and we use that limited mindset, that limited knowledge, that limited senses, that limited vision. Because our visions are so limited. Right? Our visions are so limited. We can only see we can't see past those physicalities, right? We can't see those things. We can't feel it. We can't hear it. And that's because our senses are just on our basic senses. You have to elevate your sense. You have to elevate your senses. You have to go to the sixth sense. You're going to tap into that sixth sense, that God sense. And you have to learn how to put your mind, your feelings, your emotions. I think many times we think that we can't afford it. But if I lived like that, I would assume that I couldn't afford the cars that I drive or the properties that I have. Because I was looking at what I had or what I make or what I made. But I had to shift my vision. I had to elevate the way I thought or the way I think. So it's not your job to decide what you can and what you can't afford. It's your job to believe. Let God do the rest. When you plant a seed, it's not your job to make sure it grows. The soil is the one that does the rest. You plant it because you have faith in the soil. A farmer has faith in the soil. It's not in his work. It's the soil that he has faith in. It's not in his hand. It's the soil. When a farmer plants that seed, he knows he can't do nothing else. Yeah, he can water it and he can give it, but it's the soil. If the soil ain't good, listen, the soil is one that does all the work. It's the soil. And so it is not your job to figure out, and sometimes you are trying to figure out how, and you can't see how because it doesn't make sense logically. In this world, you can't think logically. It's not, in this world, logic ain't started yet. Jamisha, you know what? That question is in chapter 4 of the book that we are reading. Chapter 4 is in chapter 4 that we are reading. That book, that question right there. But that's how we have to learn, man. I think I missed a question here. But yeah, you definitely got to change your frequency. How do you, can't we be both spiritual and religious? I think, yeah, spiritual is what we are naturally. Religious is what you believe, right? Spirituality is what we are. I mean, spirituality is what we are. You haven't read that? See, there you go. Oh my God. Jamie, spiritual is what we are. Naturally, that's what we are. That's just our nature. Religious is something that you was given. It's something that you learned and something that and so you can be all things at the same time. Do you see what I'm saying? You may just want it because you can't afford it. If you can afford it. You know what though, to be honest though, the word of Elijah, that's something that I've realized sometimes in my life. What the name of the book that you are reading? How can I join the book club? The name of the book that we are on right now, oh man, is actually in my living room. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The one that we are doing in the book club. I didn't see your question. It's called Think and Grow Rich. If you want to be in the book club that we meet every Saturday at 2 p.m. Hey, Maria, Eastern time. You have to, if you on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, you have to be a subscriber. Let me change my phone about to die. You have to become a subscriber. Yep, it's kombucha. Give me a second. Let me switch up my stuff. Give me a second. My phone about to die. All right, where were we? Yeah, Jamie, you are. You just never come to the meeting. I send you my the thing every day. Women invited to. Yeah, no. It's women and men. Actually, it's mostly women. To be honest with you, it's a book club. It's just a book club. Sometimes we meditate. Sometimes we do different type of meditations. Sometimes we do manifestations, and then we do the book club. Who wants things? I'm content with every single thing in my life. I understand. You know, I must finish this book. This is my second time hearing about this book. Yeah. The Think and Grow Rich. It opens up your mind to certain things, man. It's something that we have to learn, how to think and grow rich. If you are on TikTok asking me how to join, you have to become a subscriber. And then I send the link out to the subscribers group. I send the link out every week, every Friday or Saturday mornings to the subscriber group, if you're a subscriber. It's like when you are hungry and think about the thing you could eat. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. You know? Yeah, I work in movies. Yeah, I'm Steve Urkel. I know. I heard it many times. I know I've been so busy with the new job. I need to join. Yeah. Definitely. It's not, so the book club is not on TikTok. The book club is on Zoom. I send the link of the Zoom. So we meet on Zoom every Saturday on Zoom where we can talk. And your voice is heard and your picture and your video is up. So yeah, it's on Zoom. It's Zoom meetings every Saturday. But but I would recommend, if you don't like to read and if you don't like to have people around you, then don't waste your time. But I think there's a place where we come together on Saturdays at 2 p.m. just to learn and just to be in a certain presence, or to receive, and because everybody has their part to say. Everybody speak their part. So it's a very beautiful place to grow if you want to grow. Especially if you're just starting out your journey. But we speak on some books. We do some books for real, and I think it's very important for many people. I think it is. But then again, maybe I'm biased too. I could be biased. Hey, Miss Howard, how you doing? I prefer a black woman to share my wealth with. However, I don't like how most act masculine leads with independence, church. Okay, so Invest said, I prefer a black woman to share my wealth with. However, I don't like how most act masculine leads with independence, church, university, workplace. They act similar. See what happened? You don't need help. What you need to do is redirect the way how you think. There is not most. I don't think most black women do that. Again, I don't really. Miranda, everybody say I look like Steve Urkel. I just accept it. I don't even. They're so annoying with that thing, man. Everybody says it. What happens when you start thinking that way? I'm doing great to Miss Howard. I'm doing great, great, great to get into book. Started my little collection. Good soft glow. Good. The author Chastity name is Chastity. Ain't you subscribe to my YouTube? The author is Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill. So let me read this one more time. I prefer a black woman to share. Invest. Why don't you come up here, Invest? Let's talk. Why don't? Damn, I can't. You can't come up here because I don't know how to do it on YouTube. Damn it. You say I prefer a black woman to share my wealth with. However, I don't like how most act masculine leads with independence. So I think we gotta stop thinking most. If you come on my TikTok, then you can. No, because I'm on my phone, not on my. Because I usually have a program that I do when you can call. I don't know. I don't think you can call here. Let me see something. Shoot. Yeah, you can't. You can't. I don't know how to do it. Miranda, can he? Is there a way that he can come up and ask me the question on YouTube? Because I don't know. I don't know if he can on here because I don't think it's open. I don't know if he could open or not. Oh shoot! Hold on. Nope, I don't know how to do it. So here is it, right? Here is what we do. When we are looking for somebody, you cannot keep thinking about what you don't want. Our biggest downfall, why we don't have anything or why we don't have much, is because we think that it doesn't exist. We limit our experience with our limited thoughts. We limit our experience using our limited thought process. If you think that most black women have this, or most women are that, or most men are this, what you are doing, you are only confining yourself into that few. And so you're making it very difficult for yourself. Send him a link. Oh, I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. Thank you so much, though, Oren. I don't know how to do it. No. I'm using my phone on here. So I don't have a different phone number, Invest. I wish I could. Let me see something. You know, when I'm on, you know what? Shoot, I was trying to figure out the way how to go on my. Hold on. Let's do this. Give me a second, okay? Let's do this. Invest. Hold on. I'm about to do something different. And I need you all to rejoin my YouTube because I'm about to open up that in somewhere else, okay? So let me sign up for it real quick. Just bear with me, okay? I'm coming. Let me start a new YouTube. What is it called again? It's called Streamyard. And then you could call in from my Streamyard, okay? All right, do you understand? All right, let's do Streamyard. Let's start the Streamyard. Give me a second. So I'm about to close my YouTube and open it up back to Streamyard. And then after I open Streamyard, I'm gonna put the link on the Streamyard and you can call in. Okay? Do you understand? And you all can join me too. I'm not, it might be better because I think I want to talk to this guy. Okay, so I'm about to close my YouTube right now, right? I'll keep my TikTok on. My YouTube name is Conscious Kirk with a K. Conscious Kirk. Konscious. Join me on Conscious Kirk because I want to do a Streamyard and I want to bring him up and we can speak about some things. And if you want to come up, please join us, okay? But I'm about to close this up. Yeah, so yes, see me on YouTube. I'll be back. I'll be there in a few minutes, okay? Give me like 2 minutes, okay? Yeah, and make sure you subscribe. All right, I'll be right back.